Hey there, my wonderful people. Welcome back to our channel. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people? Or maybe you found yourself saying yes to things you really don't want to do. If so, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into a topic that's crucial for our mental health and overall well-being. We're talking about setting healthy boundaries to protect your peace. Stick around, because this might just change the way you approach your relationships and daily life. Let's start by understanding what boundaries actually are. Boundaries are the limits we set in our relationships and interactions with others. They're like invisible lines that define what's okay and what's not okay for us. Now, why are boundaries so important? Well, they help us maintain our mental and emotional health. They allow us to preserve our energy and focus on what truly matters to us. Without boundaries, we can easily become overwhelmed, stressed, and resentful. So, how do we go about setting these healthy boundaries? First, it's important to know yourself and your limits. Take some time to reflect on what makes you uncomfortable or stressed. Is it when people show up at your house unannounced? Or maybe when colleagues call you outside of work hours? Identifying these triggers is the first step in setting effective boundaries. Next, let's talk about communication. Clear and respectful communication is key when setting boundaries. It's not about being mean or pushy, but about expressing your needs clearly. For example, instead of saying "you're always bothering me," try "I need some alone time to recharge. Can we catch up later?" This approach is more likely to be well received and respected. Now, let's look at some common areas where we might need to set boundaries. One big area is work-life balance. In our always connected world, it's easy for work to spill into our personal time. Setting boundaries might look like not checking work emails after 6 p.m. Or it could mean not taking work calls on weekends unless it's a real emergency. Another area is in our personal relationships. This could be with family, friends, or romantic partners. Maybe you have a friend who always vents to you about their problems. While it's good to be supportive, it's also okay to say, "I care about you, but I don't have the energy to discuss this right now. Can we talk about it tomorrow?" Let's not forget about boundaries with ourselves. This might sound strange, but it's just as important. It could be setting a limit on how much time you spend on social media. Or it might be committing to a regular sleep schedule to protect your rest time. Now, setting boundaries is one thing, but maintaining them is another challenge. People might push back or try to cross your boundaries. It's important to stand firm and reinforce your boundaries when needed. Remember, you're not being selfish, you're taking care of yourself. Here's a personal story that might help illustrate this. I once had a neighbor who would drop by unannounced all the time. At first, I felt obligated to invite her in and chat, even when I was busy. But over time, I realized this was stressing me out and affecting my work. So, I decided to set a boundary. I told her kindly that while I enjoyed our chats, unexpected visits were difficult for me. I suggested we set up regular coffee dates instead. It was a bit awkward at first, but she understood and our relationship actually improved. Another important aspect of setting boundaries is learning to say no. Many of us struggle with this, fearing we'll disappoint others or miss out on opportunities. But saying no to things that don't align with your values or goals is crucial for protecting your peace. It's okay to say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now." Remember, setting boundaries is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Don't be too hard on yourself if you struggle at first. Start small, perhaps with less challenging relationships, and gradually work your way up. It's also worth noting that boundaries can change over time. What works for you now might not work in a year or two. It's important to regularly check in with yourself and adjust your boundaries as needed. Lastly, let's talk about the benefits of setting healthy boundaries. When you have clear boundaries, you'll likely feel more in control of your life. You'll have more energy for the things and people that truly matter to you. Your relationships may improve as people understand your needs better. And most importantly, you'll be protecting your mental health and overall well-being. So there you have it, folks, the importance of setting healthy boundaries to protect your peace. Remember, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. In fact, when you're at your best, you're better able to show up for others too. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you struggled with setting boundaries? Or do you have any tips to share? Drop a comment below and let's continue this conversation. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content on personal growth and well-being. Until next time, take care and remember, your peace is worth protecting.